Well, I heard David say something about it. He didn't say he was going to make them, but he said, I wish I had some chili.
Oh.
So what do you add into it, Grandma? You add tomatoes, cilantro, white onion,
and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
just tomato, cilantro, and white onion.
And the chilies. See, what I got there is jalapenos. I already got them cut up. I forgot I had them under there. I cut up about 10, and I went, well, that's too hot. I said, okay. So I took some out.
What gives it the redness?
Huh?
What gives it the red color?
The tomato sauce. I put fresh tomato in it, but then I put tomato sauce in it too. And that's what makes it red.
Last time I made it on Monday, I didn't have any fresh tomatoes, and I had Del Monte tomato sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, that tastes good with either one. But in the summertime, my mother used to make it with fresh tomatoes. You cut them up, you know, and the juice out of the, when they're vine ripened, the juice is real fresh and tasty. So she used to do it like that, but I don't have any fresh tomatoes. These are the stored type, the kind that have been stored up, I don't know for how long. At the store, you know. They don't have any juice, they're real firm, like they've just been taken out of storage to ripen.
And how much cilantro did you cut up for it over there?
I buy those bunches.
Uh-huh.
That's about half of the bunches.
Half of the bunch?
Yeah.
And one?
I always wash it because it's real dirty. It looks clean, but it's dirty.
And one whole tomato, or?
I got 2 whole tomatoes there.
2 whole tomatoes in there, and 10 jalapenos?
Yeah, but see, what I'm saying is because I didn't know how much meat I was going to have. But I took half of the jalapenos out because Grandpa said it was too much.
Oh, is this too much meat for
No,
what
this
you're
is
gonna
fine.
make?
No, this is fine. I got some more jalapenos in there. They're cut up already. But he talked me out of it. He comes over and goes, that's too many. Nobody's going to be able to eat them. Because he found out, see, he put some in his chicharrones there. And he says, man, they're hot.
Oh, really?
That's what he said. Because he was...
Are those the ones he would?
Yeah. No, these he bought.
Oh, he bought.
But sometimes when he buys them, they're not hot. So that's why I'm used to putting a lot of them in there. But this time he told me they're too hot.
Oh, I got some like that like 2-3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they were not hot at all.
I know. That's strange because jalapenos are supposed to be hot.
Even Eunice was able to eat them.
You know why I'm used
They
to
have no
doing
flavor.
the jalapenos?
Yeah, the ones
Oh, no. See how the only way you can get flavor is by mixing it like with the meat and then putting in your spices. That way you can't tell if they're flavorful or not because the spices you. See, I cut them small because my old man can't buy it like that.
Oh.
How much oil do you put in your pan?
Just enough to cover the bottom, mijo.
Oh, okay.
And if I see that it's sticking too much, then I put a little bit more. If it doesn't stick, it's fine. I just put in the vegetables.
Let's see what the fire looks like.
Oh, Jordan.
Food Network?
Yep. I've got Ashley on here.
Where?
On this tape.
What kind of meat you guys get?
I think when you brought her home. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got a roast? Mira tanto dinero, que ricos eres.
I don't know. Look in there, see how much it is.
So what happened
All I wanna do is this.
at your dad's?
Nothing?
Just push the door up?
Yeah.
Gosh, she's so big now.
No, she's a monster. It doesn't seem like she's 2 months. It seems like she's like 3 months or something, but she just seems so big to me. Like, I remember Jordan being all tiny at this age.
Actually, my kids are awful.
Huh. What are you cooking, Grandma? Is that rice from that pot?
That's rice. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see you do it in the pot.
It's not hard to work to mention, you know. I just brown my rice,
Uh-huh.
and I have my chicken stock on the side. I always save my chicken, and when I make tacos or something,
Uh-huh.
I save the broth and put it in a jar.
So you do about a cup of rice, is that
Yeah.
right? You brown it in the
Yeah.
in that pot right there.
That one that has a lid,
Uh-huh. How much oil do you put in there?
about just enough to cover the rice.
Oh, to cover all of the rice?
No, I mean,
The bottom of it?
about that much, and you can get all the rice, stir it around to brown it, and it gets all wet with the oil,
Uh-huh.
and that way it browns faster. But don't put too much oil because it gets it more easy.
And then,
Then after I brown it, I got all my vegetables cut like this,
uh-huh.
and I put them in the brown and let them simmer with oil that I cooked the rice in. And then I get a can of tomato sauce. I use like half of it and put it in and let it simmer too.
Mm-hmm. Like a small can, or how big of a
Those
can?
cans, the regular, just it's not
Regular
big.
size.
Yeah, the regular size. They're not big. Anyway, I let it. I cook it in there so I can get the flavor of everything.
Uh-huh.
Then, after I do that, I put in my chicken broth and set it up and put it in a low fire. Let it cook slow. And then put some salt. I usually cook my chicken with
Grandma,
all the
Look at
ingredients.
it.
With all
Got a
the,
black widow in your bathroom.
where?
In this bathroom right here. It's a baby black
My
widow.
God.
Oh, that's a baby one?
Mm-hmm. They're the most
We'll
dangerous.
mash it.
Okay, so it's a black widow.
See the belly on the back? See the shape of the head and stuff?
I go cleaner. So she can you look and see if I got cobwebs? I'm looking, I can't see nothing. She goes, yeah, Mom, you got cobwebs from this end to the other. She goes, I'll get them for you. You know why I remember Miss Sheldon, my next door neighbor? When before Linda was living there, she used to live there. And she used to call me over. Dolores, can you come for a minute? Sure, I'll be right over. And she would say, I don't see cobwebs, Dolores. Can you see if you can see them? And I could see them real clear. I said, don't worry, I'll get them. I would get a broom and I'd clean all her ceiling. And because she was scared of spiders. But she said, I can't see.
She needs boob. Hey, boob!
Oh, gosh.
Who's calling her boo?
David, Jordan's eating the green onions. She's chewing on the green part like it's a
That's like a teaspoon, you know.
Okay.
Or maybe a teaspoon and a half. I get my garlic.
Huh? They're putting hell in the
Where did you get down?
Yeah, she counted all right. Look at. Yeah.
That's the same amount.
Look at it.
Everyone eats like it's going out of style.
Coming up. Ashley.
Salt.
Ashley.
Just wanted,
Just
Diana.
like so.
She won't talk to me either.
I was,
Bitty.
Now, what were you saying about your rice, Grandma?
Well, after I get the chicken broth and after I put it, after the tomato sauce is already simmered a little bit with the rest of the vegetables and the rice,
Uh-huh.
then I put in my chicken broth.
Mm-hmm.
But my chicken broth, when I cook chicken, I always spice it. So the chicken broth, I don't have to add any more spices because the chicken broth makes the rice come out just right. But if you taste it doesn't taste, add some more. That's what I have to do sometimes.
Church,
That's right.
come over here, went to church, come over and chop the weeds,
Yeah.
prune a little bit, all part of the lawn. Yeah, riding lawnmower. Everybody's got a riding lawnmower. Well, they need the mower.
Okay, see I want to use my lid. See if I can find that thing.
You should get one. You should have
You have a garbage outside, Grandma?
The what?
Where did you put the garbage? The meat stuff?
Oh, because it smells. There's a bag hanging on the wall as you go out the door. Turn the light on. And just stick it in that bag. It's one of those plastic bags. It's hanging on the wall.
So you brown your rice, you put your broth, your tomato sauce in there.
You put the tomato sauce first
Mhm.
and let it simmer with that. See what I do for the onions, for the rice, I chop up green onions, but you can put the other kind if you don't have green. I chop up the green onions, about 2 celery stalks, a bell pepper,
I've seen it all.
and tomatoes. If I don't have tomatoes, I won't put it in.
Rice maker
But when I brown the rice, then I throw the vegetables in and simmer it a little bit. Then I throw the tomato sauce and let it simmer together. After that simmer, then I put in my chicken broth
Mhm.
and then cover it, cook it real slow.
Brian, you got your keys to your trunk?
Because it tends to burn from the bottom.
It's on the TV, I think.
Okay.
Why? What?
This.
Oh, I need one of them.
I added more. I had some chicken in morning, but I added more chicken because I had chicken in the freezer. West Side Story.
Gold, show the Blue Angels. The gold?
There.
She keeps pushing up.
What you doing, kiddo? Oh, let me cut some of those
Got
onions.
her face in my butt.
Give the flavor to the beans. This used to be an ice bucket, and they give it to me. Somebody gave it to me because they didn't want it, and I use it for that. It's got like a double wall
Yeah.
around it and all that. Comes in handy. Yeah.
What's in that other pot? That orange stuff?
This is the
No,
rice.
the orange stuff on that side.
Oh, your grandpa made chicharrones with chili. He had a bag of chicharrones. Remember the ones that had chili on them? Well, he mixed them with jalapenos. You can still taste. I didn't like the taste because he cooked them. I like the ones that are clean. You know, no chili on them or anything. Then I can make mine. You make them like chili con carne. The chicharrones, I get they're hard. Okay, you know how they come hard?
Uh-huh.
Well, what I do, I put my onion, cilantro like this. Okay, I fry it first in a little bit of oil. Then after I got that, then I put in the tomato sauce. And when it's starting to simmer and boil, I break out the chicharrones and throw them in. And by the time they cook, you know, you finish cooking, the chicharrones get soft.
I don't think I'm gonna have one this year, Grandpa.
They're not as hard to bite. That's the way my mother used to make them.
Now what? And that's just called chicharrones?
Comida chicharrones.
Huh. I don't think I've ever eaten that before.
You haven't?
I don't think so.
Those are nice. You can feel that. You can taste the, like I said, the part that's, what do you call it? The part that seems kind of be smoking hot. Yes.
Oh, smoking hot?
Yeah. Smoking hot.
And then pull it off.
Yep. Because otherwise it jumps. See?
If you wanna start,
These are boiled beans. I boil them with spices.
Uh-huh. What do you add to them? Do you just add a...
I add salt. I wash them overnight, leave them soaked till the next morning. Then, when I'm going to cook them, boil them, I throw out the water they soak in, and I put clear water and I put them to boil. After they're boiling, then I put in the garlic and salt. I boil them with garlic and salt.
Don't you put cumin in there too?
Not in the beans, no.
Yellow field, how about the yellow?
I don't have the.
You know what I do? When I make chili beans, all I put in is oregano, garlic, and salt.
Oregano.
Instead of cumin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, now I've got a mashed meat.
Okay, these are done.
Okay, can you dump them in there for me? And the meat, please?
And the meat?
Yeah. I'm gonna get the potato masher to mash my beans.
I'd like to plant corn, squash. Last year, my squash, remember, it died out early because it got too hot. I want to plant some right outside the greenhouse on the side there. I want to do squash, corn, tomatoes,
So that was the water that you boiled the beans in and everything?
Uh-huh. The fresh water I put in them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I make sure that when I finish cooking them, that they have a little juice in them, because if they get dry and you put them away, it's hard to make them taste good. So I always make sure that I add more water, and then just let it simmer a while, and then I take them out. Just to make sure that they got a juice in them, because they tend to dry up. What you doing, kiddo? What you doing, kiddo? Why don't you take off your sweater? Huh? It's hot in here, huh? Oh, yeah. When I make chili beans, I don't mash them. Grandpa likes them mashed when they're fried.
How do you get the redness in your chili? Do you use pinto beans in your...
No, mijo? Yeah, pinto beans.
Or how do you get the redness in them?
Does it look red?
No, I mean in your chili beans.
Oh, because I put some of that. I make my sauce, chili sauce. Like I make for enchiladas and all that. Well, okay, that's what I use. I put after I got my chili beans. You know, I fry my hamburger meat, and then I put the spices in there. And then I throw the beans that I boil in there. Then I put in the chili sauce. And that's it. It's a chili sauce like enchilada sauce. I know when I make them, I don't make them hot because when I make them, the church wants them all the time. Oh, you make the chili beans. We love your chili beans. So I always make it for the church. Because I don't make them hot. You know, the white people don't eat hot. So they like them.
My cousin, she lives here, I'm born and raised here in California.
Yeah.
Now she lives in Idaho. Wow. And every time she comes back to visit, she says, I can't handle this sativa.
Oh.
Wild.
See, and it's because she got used to it. She's like, well, it's like anything else, you know. Ronnie, he tells me, you know, Mom, I remember when Tommy was in prison, he couldn't eat chili for the longest time. But Ronnie buys them and they're not even selling.
Stay out behind
It costs you like $2 for 4 of them, but you'll buy them.
Child abuse? Called the CPS.
That one, all kinds of junk in there.
He hasn't seen mine.
I tell him, well, where else can I put them?
Come here, George.
Where does this go?
Come here.
This one go
Come here,
in?
Grandpa.
Right there. Well, you can leave it out.
Come on, baby. Come on, my baby.
Who hit her? David?
Come here, my baby.
Look at season.
See, when I first buy them, I season them with cooking oil. Not too much, just I get a scotch towel and rub them real good all over. Then I'll store them away. So when I want to use them, they're ready to be used and nothing sticks to them.
Yeah,
See, I don't have a hard time with them because nothing will stick.
Look, and nothing comes up on my finger.
Why does it do that with the ones we have?
Yeah, because I didn't know how to clean it.
See, another
I
thing
scrubbed
too.
it.
Okay, that's okay, but when you wash those, a lot of people have a habit of putting them on the fire to dry them. Don't ever do that. They get rusty.
Yeah.
You have to dry them. And then I leave them set a while out here before I put them away, make sure that they're dry.
Okay, I'll put it right
Because
there.
if they're not dry, they get rusty. But Mal tells me, why didn't you buy that other kind? I said, oh, I'm used to these. Okay, now Brian, I'm gonna throw my vegetables in.
Okay.
The tomatoes, cilantro, onions, green and white, a little bit of white. I told her to bring some.
You told who to bring some?
I told Eunice to bring some onions.
Oh. We didn't bring any white onions, did we?
No, just the green onions I told her.
Sorry.
Who is it? Oh, sorry, hi. Salt.
Thank you. That's good.
A bit more garlic.
Get your food.
Yeah, I got my food.
You like to use the garlic powder over the garlic
I've been using the whole garlic, I'll use it.
it's hard to
But I have to take my thing, the rock out and mash it. It takes too long, so that's why I got into this for now. I tell Mayo, this I can just pour it in, I don't have to crush it.
you could use as much
Yeah,
without having to prepare
that's
that
right.
much.
That's right. You know, the only time I use the real garlic, I mean it's when I'm gonna make tamales or enchiladas. No. The strongest, the fresh garlic is stronger than this one, but I don't care. I'll pour it in to make sure that it tastes like garlic. But it's easier than trying to mash it, because my mother used to mash it. She used to buy the cummins, the seed, and the garlic and the clove, and she would put them in that big stone thing and crush both of them at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah, so she would use it on the meat or whatever she needed. But it's a
I
hassle.
still crush the chicken, but not the garlic. I bought a big thing of garlic powder from Smart Farm.
You want to taste to see the taste of chili? I don't taste the chili. That's ready.
This is ready.
Yeah. You pour it.
Is this how you make the chili con carne, Eunice?
Stand right behind you.
Okay. What did you say, Brian?
Is this how Eunice makes her chili con carne? Eunice?
Huh?
Is this how you make your chili con carne? Huh?
Yeah, but
What are you guys doing to that baby?
the meat, I don't make it that small. I use the big chunk.
You know, colimas, you ask for chili con carne, that's how big the meat is, like you were cutting it.
Uh-huh.
But it's very hard when you're eating with tortilla,
Uh-huh.
it gets kind of hard to grab it because it's too many chunks of big size. So I get the knife and I cut it up so I can eat it with a tortilla.
But I haven't put cilantro in it.
Oh, you have it?
And then I use the canned chili.
And then, well, that doesn't matter. Canned chili is fine.
Yeah.
But then what I do, if I have mushrooms, I dump them in there too.
Or mushrooms.
It tastes good too.
But see, I haven't cooked, I don't like cook it this long. I just go really fast. Because that's how Linda told me to
Linda?
do it. Yeah. She's the one who told me how to
She
do
makes
it.
chili con carne?
I guess. Brian told me to call her for the recipe.
Uh-huh.
This is like when we first moved to San
Yeah.
Luis.
No, the reason I'm asking because she usually cooks all white food, you know. Nathan is a Mexican. He comes over here, Grandma, you got anything I can eat that you make? I said, yeah, it says it right there. Sometimes I leave it at brands also. They're watery and those are, we always get Hunt's because Hunt's is the best. It's the only one that gives good flavor. No problem. Some taste like they have vinegar. But they say that it's pretty expensive, but we go to R&N and they're for $1, so we buy them.
Yeah, I think that's about what I usually get them for at Albertsons.
Yeah?
We go through a lot of them.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Tomato sauce?
Yeah. Manuel used to buy me a case
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what we should do, huh?
because it was cheaper in the long run. But now he doesn't want to. He says, what for? We're just me and you. Okay. But I tell him when the boys want to come over and eat, there's always food here. I don't cook this for him and I make enough for everybody to eat. See the can? What size?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it all goes in there.
Now you said with your rice you only use half of that?
Yeah. Because the rice is not supposed to be too tomatoey. See, look.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't even use half a can. I use a quarter now because I'm so afraid of putting too much
Yeah.
tomato sauce.
It takes the flavor away from your rice. But on the meat, it doesn't. The meat is different. It absorbs everything. Okay, and then I rinse it. When I got there, make sure I get my money's worth. Okay, and I let it simmer and it's done. We can eat.
How long do you let it simmer?
Oh, just enough where I can see that not too watery. Maybe I should put a little water in it. Because you want a little juice on your, yeah, it goes on the very bottom. Yeah, but this is very,